Okay, now this is for Python. For those of us that missed Python class. All right, we started Python with introduction. So I said something about this one is that what I said about Python is every Python extension file must have a py. That's for you to know that that is a Python file. Quickly, what I did was that in the beginning we were talking about variables. All right, we declare a variable of 3. We said we declared this is printing, man. I said if a is equals to 3.4, b is equals to 6.7, c is equals to a plus what b print c. So what this thing we do is this. What this thing is you see we printed out. Let me just comment everything out. So by the time you save and run this file, we are going to have the value for C printed out in our terminal. Basically, everything we are running is going to be running our terminal for now until we went to advanced for ABC. You see now we have 10.12 there's nothing like 10.15. So 3.45 plus 6.7 is going to give you 10 plus 15. Alright, I was now explaining what we call variable. A is a variable, B is a variable, even C is a variable. So in every programming language, variable is what is the basic. Okay, so a variable is just like a memory location and our unknown identifier. Okay, a namespace in your memory location. Is that okay? So what I did now was this. Now every variable is not known. When you not know what is inside the variable, is what give you what's called type, or which we call data type. So this 3.14 is the data type, 6.7 is the data type, and even the value that is going to be stored in here to be printed out is going to be printed out in the form of what a data type. So by data type, we say for a variable we have the integer data type, the float data type, we have the boolean data type, then we have the complex data type. So the integer, float, and complex, they all belong to the number or data type. And the last guy there is what is string data type. So what I did was that this line 5 is to print out the kind of data type that A is. So if you run it, you see that I have a value that's going to print out that A is a what is a float. So basically a float is the data type with a decimal point. So when the data type is not having decimal, let me say D, I say D is equals to what 2, then I now come in, I said I copy and I paste it, I said print out what D. So basically this one now is going to tell me that the data type was what is int. So integer data type, data type without decimal. You can see I have it there as what that. So the last guy, which is the complex data type, what I did here was that I print out empty line. All right, I print out empty line so that we differentiate it. Now if you say 50 is equals to 50, A equals to 50J. All right, the kind of data type that A belongs there is actually what complex. So a complex data type is like your vector in mathematics, whereby you have I and j. So if I save this, it will give you that the data type that value is actually what is complex. All right, so number we have float, integer, and what complex. So the next guy there for string data type, I pass in a variable here. I pass in something here. I say Gladys Demilade is my best friend. Gladys Demilade is my best friend. So what I explain here is that I explain for a string data type is enclosed in either a single quote or a double quote. So if you run this program, you're going to get that output printed out, which is Gladys Demilade is my best friend, which is going to be printed out here. Okay, so now if I want to take kind of data type that belongs, I will bring in the method of what the type method. So basically method are inbuilt in every programming language. So that will become a class of stro. Stro simply means a string, a class of stro. That's the meaning of that. Now I now said that there's something called casting in programming, which is converting a number data type to a string data type. So basically you cast the data type by putting that data type inside a a quote, either a single quote. So you put the number inside a single quote or a double quote. So if I run this line 18 now, all right, I'm going to have that this initially was supposed to be what, a number data type, but you're going to have a class of what, of string. That's that for data type. All right, so the next guy that I have in here is the boolean, and we said that basically boolean has to do what, true or what, true or false. All right, so x is equal to true, so this one gives us a return a value if it's a falsity or a true. All right, so if I say print this type, this one is going to give me what, a class of what, of boo. All right, so that's the abbreviation of boo. All right, but please take note that the T here is in capital letter. Okay, so the next thing, we now did the class activities. I said they should write a program to find the perimeter, okay, of a particular shape. All right, the perimeter of a square, of a rectangle, which is going to be L length plus what, plus breadth. That's our formula. So what we did was that and I said the L is what, is 10, and the breadth is what, is 5. So L will be equals to what, 10. Okay, L will be equals to 10. Then the B will be equals to what, will be equals to 5. So the peri, which is going to be a variable now that we want to handle our logic, peri equals to what, the 2, which is the formula that we passed in up here, 2. Then I'll print out what, peri. All right, I print out peri. So if I run this program, it's going to give me the perimeter of this shape. So that's going to be 2 plus 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. So I gave them the classwork. So this classwork, and then we now did the correction. But this classwork, I said they should use user input. Write a program to find the area of a triangle. Okay, user what, input. So I was expecting them to use the word, the input. What they did, we now use the input method to get this one out. All right, int. Now basically, how do you identify a method? A method is carrying what, a bracket open and close at the front of it. So the input method, we now accept what, enter the first number, enter the second main number. So we now store whatever value they enter for the first number, the second number, into what, a variable we called what, C. All right, which we did previously. Then what we are printing out is now what, is now C. So if I should run this program, the program is going to have me to ask, enter my first number. So my first number, let me say my first number is 10. So enter my second number, let's say 10. So it's now going to give me the result, which is what, 100, which is 10 times 10. Okay, the perimeter of a triangle. Perimeter of a triangle is actually sum of all the sides. So this formula is actually wrong. So it's going to be a plus b plus what, 0. If there is 0, a plus b plus what, plus 0. So I'm going to have something here. So I'm going to pass this here. So let's say this one is now what is accepting the what, the 0. This is what is accepting the 0. So at the time I now run this program, I'm going to provide 3 values, which if I say the first one, I said 10. Second one, that's wrong. First one I say 10. The second one I say 10. The third one I say 10. So it's going to give me 30, which is very, very correct. Then I give them, and I'll say name first. What is your first name? So we did another example using what, the input. Now and I went further to explain the operators. All right, I said basically in an expression we have an operator, an operand. So I now told them what the operand. We said the operator means your symbol, like plus, your minus, equals, your less than, greater than, less than or equal to, not equal to. That's operator. So we now went into deep. We gave out the various types of operator. We said the first one we have the assignment operator, the comparison operator, the assignment operator. We'll look at it. We take example. So first thing, let's look at the comparison, the arithmetic operator, and etc. But let's first of all look at the assignment operator. I just say I make the difference between these equals and double equals. Double equals means equals. One equals means what, assignment. All right. So if peradventure we have this comparison operator, I have this value here. Let me comment this one out. I have this value here, and I said print a is what? Is equals to what? A print s is equals to what? Y. Is s equals to y? Is no, because s is 30, y is what? Is 5. So if I run this program, I'm going to get a false, a bool of a what? Of a false. Or this guy is still running. So let's say 2. Oh god. So let me just comment this one out. So it's going to give me a false result. So what do I have imputed here that is looking for value? Enter the first number here. Okay, so now you can see that I have a class of what? A class of bool, but this one I just passing. Okay, I didn't comment this one out, so let me now comment this out now. If I say, what like something supposed to be here. So I said print x equals to what? Y. So this one is going to give me a false value here. So you can see that I'm having false because x is not equals to what? Y. The setting is applicable to this. So this one will give me true. This one will give me true. This one will return true result there. So you can see, because x is not actually equal to what? Y. Basically that's comparison operator. We have another one which is called the less than. So is x less than 5? So this one should give me a return of what? Of true, because no, a return of false, because x is greater than what? S is greater than what? Y. S is greater than y. So I'm going to be having a return of what? Of false printed out down there. Alright, so I now went to the assignment operator. I say Gladys is equals to 10. So if Gladys is equals to 10 and Gladys is 9, then I said I was not looking at the increments. So plus equals me increment, minus equals means decrement, x equals me multiply. This one means what? Modulus. All right. So we now give an example. If I say x plus plus, then I said that's Gladys equals to Gladys plus what? That's the meaning of this, Gladys plus 1. That's the meaning of the statement in line 51. So if I now say, for example, print out Gladys, let's say I pass in here, comment this one out, I print out Gladys. Okay, what I'm going to have a value. So no, print Gladys. So if I run this program, I'm going to be having a value that is increment, that Gladys will become what? 11 instead of what? 10, because this is an increment operator. The same is applicable for your decrement operator. So if I comment this one out here, I pass in this one back, I comment this on, then I comment this one back. So I save this, then I run this program. Gladys is going to give me what? 9, because it's going to give me okay, it's going to give me 8 because it's a decrement towards operate. Okay, he's actually Jamilade, not Gladys, which is giving me what? 8. So the next guy I quickly looked at there is we now went to talk about other operators, which is these ones, which is also fall under the assignment operators. Okay, now we gave an assignment and we're able to figure it out together. I say one, using input method, find the area of trapezium, so I want you to be user input, just like the example we did up there. Then area of a trapezium, blah 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 stuff. So I gave the correction of the assignment I gave. This is actually the correction of the assignment I gave. So input method, print out what the trapezium. So impute the first value for a, store inside a variable a, second store inside variable b, inside variable c, and the constant, which was 1/2, which is what? 0.5. That's why I was able to get this. So by the time you run this, you require you to enter what? 3 values. So let me just run it. Let me say a is equals to 6, b is equals to 7, and h is equals to 10. So let's see what we're going to have. So the area of this trapezium right now, formula of trapezium is half sum of the two parallel line times what the I which we have in here. So that's what this one is doing for introduction. That's what we did for introduction. After introduction, we now went to talk about the container. All right, the container, I started the container with a list container. All right, so the list container, I said we have a four type of container: list, tuple, set, and what, dictionary. So I said these containers are also called what, array. All right, for example, if I create a list, I started with list, a list of departments. All right, there, how do you know that is a list? A list container has what, a square bracket open and what, and close, which we are having in here. So and I said the index of this is called, the first value is 0, the second one is 1, this one is 2, 3, 4, and stuff like that. That's the index. Okay, so if I want to print out the value inside my list, I'll just pass in the print statement there. If I run my program, I'm going to have that printed out for me. Okay, let me close this terminal so that a new terminal will be opened. All right, you can see the list that we have here, SLT. I hope, okay, something is still coming up here. So let me comment this one out. Comment this one out. All right, let's continue. So I'll be commenting it gradually. So if I run this now, you see that that list is going to be the result. That is what is printed out. SLT, that's what we are having here. Physics, electronics, SLT, and stuff like that. Now I loop through the word, the list container or the list array. So for I in what, in department, which is my list, okay, which is my list. So I now say print what, I. So this one basically will bring out your result in a vertical order instead of the horizontal order. Look at this, I have now, everything is now coming out. So accessing the index of your dictionary, for example, if I want to access the element in index of 2, so I want to print out mass.com. This is 0, 1, 2. So if I want to print out only mass.com, so I have to pass in the if I have to pass in this one here, so only mass.com will be printed out inside my list, which is mass.com. So look at it, you get it with all the index, you pass the index inside. So I said by indexing, we have two type of indexing: the positive indexing and the negative indexing. So for negative indexing, we declare we are still using, let's still use that one. So but it's going to be it's going to go from what, from the beginning, from the last to the end. So the last value there should be -1, the second one should be -2, -3, -4, and -5. So basically physics electronics is -5, so SLT is -4, mass.com is -3, computer science is -2, MCB is what, -1. So negative what, increment, negative decrement. Okay, that's the meaning of. So if I want to print out -2 from here is going to be computer science, right? So if I want to print computer science, I'll just access it the way I access the former one. So I'm going to be having, because they are the same container, so no need of commenting this one out. So you see now I print out computer science using the negative index. So the next thing that we went to talk about was the range. We said we have the positive range and the negative range. So range is just for you to print out the range of values in your in your container. All right, in your container. Still in that container, let's assume that I want to print out 3 items from it. All right, positive range now. Now I explained this one. What this is telling us here is this: it means the first value should be inclusive from 1 to what, 3. 1 to 3. So if I'm talking at 1 to 3, 1, 2, 3, so 3 items will be coming out, but 4 is not inclusive. All right, fall is never what inclusive. All right, so for basically now, if I run this program, I'm going to have physics electronics, SLT, mass com. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So computer science will join, but MCB is not going to be printed out. MCB is not going to be printed out because it does not belong. So look at it: SLT, mass com, computing what science. All right, that's what we have. So the same thing we have for negative what range. For negative range, I have something like this. Okay, so just bring in your negative inside. Let's assume that same thing we want to get it. We want to get it using negative range. So for negative range now, since this positive range is lesser, the smaller and the highest, so this one is still going to be the smaller and the highest. -1 is greater than minus what 4. All right, but if you look at this now, -1, which is the highest, then I want to print out minus 4. So let's look at what we are going to be having. I'm going to be having -1. The value after -1 is is 0, right? Okay, and after -1 is 0, then before -1 is what is -2. So it's going to stop at -2. So I'm going to have -2, -3, -4. So SLT, mass com, and computer science is still going to be printed out if I run this for negative index. Now we have looked at printing these values out in positive index. Please let me comment this one out. Printing out this value in positive index and also printing out this value in what in negative. You can see that the same value that is coming out from there. So I gave an assignment: write a Python program to display the list of 10 best students in your department in a vertical order, which was the example we gave above. All right, then the next assignment I gave was that you have to use an input of integer values. Write a Python program to display true if the two inputs are what the same, otherwise what false. List, tuple, otherwise false, tuple, set, and what dictionary. Okay, then I went further to talk about the how do you append the various method that list is applicable. I said something. I said list is mutable, and list is mutable. List can be changed. Okay, you can delete from a list, you can add to a list. So we are now looking at the various method. The append method is to add to your list. So if I say department, okay, I think I have something else here. Department. If I say department dot append, I want to add a item to my department. So if I should run this program, I have SLT, mass com, computer science. You can see that in that list that I have, education was also added, which is coming from the words from the append method. Department dot insert. Okay, insert give you specification, so the index or where you want to pass it. If you are looking at this list, for example, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. I want this mechanical engineering to be imputed in this mass communication place. That's why I put the index here, then I call the next guy. So if I comment this out, I'm going to have the results also printed out. But in this case, mechanical engineering is going to be what added. Look at it. Mechanical engineering is in the position of what of mass com, while mass com was shifted towards index of what index of 3. Or pop is to remove the last item that is coming inside your list. So by pop here, you notice education was the last. So education was the let me see what's going on here. Where this program is running, from here education, I have physics electronics, SLT, mass communication. Let me comment this one out. Oh, I've not printed out the results. So if I print it out again, you're going to see that that is going to be what education is going to be removed from the from the list. So pop remove from the last. Then remove the specific item in your in your list. For example, I want to remove only SLT by specific. So I'm going to come here. I can see that SLT is is removed. So the same thing we looked at sort, we sort your list for you either in ascending order or in descending order. So if I print it now, this one is going to be sorted in ascending order. You can see that the result has been sorted. The result has been sorted: C come before M, before M, before P, before what, just stuff like that. That's what sort does. So if you want to reverse your sort, it's just for you to turn your reverse to what, to true. So if you print it out now, you're going to get the result, the reverse order of your sorts. So the reverse order of that, P should come what, first. That's what we actually did. And we now extend. We added two lists together. The first list I have here is a list of a pet. The other one is a list of department. So if I run this, pet will be what, append to department. So I'm going to be having cat, dog, and rabbit. So the method we use there is actually called the extend method. So that's what we have there. So you can see that pet, dog, and rabbit are joined together to this other one there. So the next class, what we looked at is a tuple. So we said that a tuple is mutable. So basically, I'll look for when to drop this one, this record, this tuple, so that those of you that miss the class will still follow. For now, thank you very much.